Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success Life Live. My name is G Reid. This is Success Life Live, and it must be a weekday, and it must be 8 a.m. because we're here. We're here every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Why? Because we know if we get this thing right, the rest of the day goes right. We have to begin to build our mindset around that of success, around that of achievement, around that of our dreams. And to do that, you got to have like a meeting place. And that's what Success Life Live is all about. And I'm your coach, and I'm glad you stopped in. So take a minute, say good morning. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. Already been to the gym. You know how you have those people in your life that you know that they've already been to the gym before you and it's 5 a.m.? Matthew is one of those people. I need fewer of those people in my life. Good morning, Miss Glinda. I hope you are well. Good morning, good afternoon, Aunt Deb. I am so glad you're back from your worldwide adventures. Next time you're taking me is your bag boy, luggage carrier, whatever you want to call it, all right? Because that looked like a phenomenal trip. So if you didn't catch last week's Fun Friend Friday, I'm going to tell you, you better go to the YouTube channel, block off like 45 minutes to an hour to download it, listen to it, dig into it, because that Fun Friend Friday, Lord, there were some words, there was some wisdom, there was some learning, there was some growth. I am so grateful to my friend Kayleen for taking time out of her hectic, crazy morning to make that possible. There was a lot of, I am still unpacking it, and I can tell by the number of comments and posts and personal messages I received that there were a lot of people that were in the room that were like, okay, I'm learning from this one. I'm learning from this one. And that's what I love about Fun Friend Friday is, thank you, Charles. Yours was epic too. Don't underestimate that. What I love is having these people come in and share this space and teach me, and at the same time teach and share with you. This is a community, and that's why I always encourage you, take a moment, say good morning to somebody, give a shout out, give an up, give a happy face, whatever it is, because we need to know that there are people in the world that are struggling and pushing and climbing and doing and making it happen. Because average is all around us. Exceptional, we got to seek it out. And that's why I'm intentional about seeking out people from Fun Friend Friday. And now, yes, it looks like it's going to be a author talk, I think is what we're going to call it. Got a couple books over the weekend in the mail from other like-minded thought leader, whatever we want to call these personal development space people, have sent me copies of their book and asked me to read them, and just as a gift and as encouragement. And so I am going to be returning it by reading it and then introducing you and the book to them. So we have an author talk coming up. Finished off one book this weekend, halfway through the other one. So I'll get those scheduled for you. It's harder to schedule because I got to be reading and taking notes and doing all the things that I do when I read a book. But today it's about gratitude. Well, gratitude and thankfulness. And so I want to talk about it because, 'tis the season, I guess. I don't know. So take a minute, pull out your notebooks, pull out your pens, pull out your thinking caps, and let's get it on for Success Life Live. So if you're like me, you probably have this news feed that is showing up with the 21-day gratitude challenge, or the 30 days of gratefulness or thankfulness or celebrating thankfulness. Pick your favorite letter and name 5 things that you're grateful for. It's like Facebook has become like the gratitude thankful journal thing of the week. And it's funny because as I watch them and as I read them, I'm like, is that thankful or is that gratitude? Is that gratitude or is that thankful? Is this Thanksgiving or gratitudeness? And I was started to try and figure out, is there a difference between being thankful and real gratitude? What is living a thankful life versus living a grateful life? And are they really different, or is it me just getting caught up in the words and the thinking and digging in? I thought, no, wait a minute, there's got to be a difference. There's got to be a difference because I know what I feel thankful versus grateful. And so that's what I want to sort of just rattle your brain around. And don't worry, I already wrote the blog. It's up there waiting at ericgreid.com. You can read the examples that I gave. But Let's start with, and I've got my notes over here, thankful. Thankful is that conscious benefit of a receipt. Sort of that I am consciously aware that I just received a benefit, that I received an act, that I received something, and I respond. I think of thankfulness is that person that opens the door. You turn and you, out of habit, say, oh, I'm thankful, or thank you. Or somebody does something and you feel like that tennis racket response is required. Like, yep, I'm thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, we don't send out gratitude cards. We send out thank you cards. We return the serve, so to speak. We got something, so therefore we feel we've been conditioned, we've been trained to respond. And that response is often thankful. Thankful to me is that feeling that happens in the moment. Like, oh, I'm really thankful somebody held the door open. Oh, I'm really thankful there was an extra penny in the take one, leave one jar. Oh, I'm really thankful for this act. Thankful, I mean, honestly, come on. Do you remember the person that opened the door for you 2 days ago? Do you remember the person that did this or that act for you a week ago that you said thank you? Who was the last person you said thank you to? Like, no, who? Probably can't remember. Because that's the way thankful and thankfulness works. It's that done, checked off. I followed through on the behavior. I was polite. I did what my mama told me. You know, as we're raising kids, we prompt them. Don't forget to say thank you. Where's my thank you? Oh, did you do a thank you? You go back and you say thank you now. We're teaching them a behavior response to an action or a benefit that they received. Now, when I'm coaching my kid, when I'm teaching my kid to go back and say thank you now, I'm not transforming their being. I'm not getting into their heart. I'm not giving them a feeling. I'm teaching them how to behave in society and to recognize the receipt of a kindness, an action, or a gift. That's what thankful is to me. That's when I see what are you thankful for, it's an immediate short-term response. I'm thankful for the waitress that didn't spill coffee on my lap. Now, gratitude, and it's interesting when I looked at what Webster said, an appreciation or appreciative of the benefits received. Not the conscious, but the appreciation. Grateful is that feeling of like, oh, Jesus, a burden's been lifted. That grateful thing is that feeling that resonates that you're not even sure if you can return the serve. You're not quite clear on how to give it back. But you know that you received something that caused you to shift, that turned you in another direction, that gave you breath and gave you life. Grateful is the sense of feeling that happens it's a deeper level. It comes from your soul. It comes from your heart. It comes from your beingness. And when you talk to people who have had inspired lives, transformed lives, pinnacle lives, they'll say, oh, I'm grateful for my third grade teacher, Miss So-and-so. She always wore a blue sweater on Friday, by the way. They can see the person. Everything about that person comes to life to them. And they're like, I'm grateful because she did this. Do you hear it? They're grateful for the transformation that occurred because of what they received, because of what was taken away, because of what was given, what was changed, what was altered. They can go back throughout their entire history and go to a moment and see the person, the dress, the outfit, the time of day, the weather around them, what they were wearing, what they were feeling, what the amount was in their bank account, and they can say, I am grateful for so-and-so because they did this, that, and another thing in my life. It is such a feeling of you're snapped out of where you were and into where I am. I'm grateful for you being, oh, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. And that is a true feeling because, you know, I feel the same. I am grateful for. So when I was watching all of these Facebook, grateful, by the way, it's funny because grateful, it's not like the tennis game of thankful. Thankful is like you opened the door, I said thank you. You gave me this, I sent the thank you card. This went to this, this went to this, this went to this. That's kind of the thankful way of living. Grateful, you can act in a manner of gratitude or gratefulness without the other person even knowing it. Without something coming in, you can be grateful by going out. Like, I live in such an abundant place and I am so grateful for the resources I have. I'm going to go buy a Coke for a kid and drop it off in one of those boxes at the door. The recipient doesn't even know where it comes from. The recipient isn't even aware of it. The thing about gratitude, and when gratitude is expressed, it's random and it shows up almost as if the universe called it into being and gifted it to the recipient or to the giver. The gratefulness happens on both ends. Now, the guy that opened the door for me 2 days ago, I'm not sure what he got as a benefit. You know, it was just a habit that he had learned or she had learned or I had learned. And I said, great, thankful. And they said, thankful. And we had a polite, civil interaction. But the benefit that we receive by being the recipient in a moment of gratitude and gratefulness is transformative. It's deep. It's that shift that occurs. Or when we're allowed to act out in gratitude, we do so because it changes us and makes us better. Not because we have to give it or return it or meet that obligation that thankfulness sometimes makes us feel. We do it because we can't not do it. It overflows us and overwhelms us and overtakes us to a place that we just have to do something. You can be grateful for the car in the driveway. Now, the car doesn't wake up every morning and say, hi, I'm your car, I'm ready to go, let's go to work. No, I am grateful that this car has survived and provided and given and allowed me to function and do the things that I want to do in the world. And I thank the car, but I am grateful for the feeling of safety and security and freedom it brings to me. The feelingness that comes from grateful, the feelingness that comes out of gratefulness. I think when we talk about gratefulness, you can see that I have to go here to bring it up and bring it out. You know, I have in my notes, the gratitude is a manifestation of love, commitment, and devotion towards those that are meaningful to us. I mean, do you act towards your spouse, towards your children, towards your parents, towards your cousins, uncles, aunts, brothers, cousins, whatever, out of thankfulness or out of gratitude that they're in your life? And that's where I think I use the definition and the separation and the divider. So when I've been watching Facebook over the last couple days and for the entire month of November, I didn't realize it was no shave November, but you know, I can't do that. But that idea that it's November, let's start our thankfulness or our 26 days of thankfulness or blah, blah, you know, all of those little memes and posts and things we do on Facebook. I started to wonder if we have become so programmed to exchange thankfulness and gratitude. Like, oh, I'm so thankful for, and we call that gratitude, or vice versa. Oh, I'm so grateful for, when we're really living in thankfulness. And so I wanted personally to sort of sit back and go, okay, how am I living? Am I living thankful? Am I living with grateful? Am I developing a spirit and an attitude of thankfulness? Exchange, return, exchange, return, exchange, return, exchange, return. Or am I living a life of gratitude where I move from within, where I'm transformed, where I allow things and people and events to come in and shift and alter me, and I take enough time to reflect and go, ooh, I'm going to remember this in a year from now. I need to hold on to this lesson. I need to hold on to this teaching. I am grateful for this because I am being changed and transformed and grown. This isn't a door opening moment. This is a life opening moment. Am I seeking out opportunities to experience gratefulness and gratitude, or am I living on that surface level of thankfulness? I had to ask myself, and I had to dig in, and I had to make sure that I wasn't getting caught up in the spirit of thankfulness because it's Thanksgiving. You know, I'm thankful for a lot of things. There are things that happen throughout my day that I say thank you many, many times. And I sincerely mean thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your awareness. Thank you for seeing me. And that's all fine and good. And I know, and I say boldly, that in 2 days, 3 days from now, I might remember somebody opened the door for me, somebody took an extra moment, somebody was kind, somebody was gracious, somebody had a smile when they served my coffee. But grateful? Those grateful moments, I'm going to seek out. I'm going to seek out those transformational moments. I'm going to seek out those moments that go in and turn me inside out and toss me upside down and make me a better person and a more meaningful person. I'm going to look for opportunities to live grateful, to explode gratitude out without knowing who's going to receive it, where it's going to land, and what it's going to do. Because when I live in gratitude, when I live in gratefulness, I'm living bigger. I'm living larger. I'm living fuller. I'm living a life of success, as I like to say. So that's just what I wanted to bring to you this morning. Just wanted to get you in there thinking, watching those things on Facebook with the thankful and the grateful and the responses people make. Check them out. You'll see what I mean. I promise you, you'll go back today and read somebody and go, oh, yeah, that isn't like gratitude. That's more like thankful. Or, yeah, that's really gratitude. They went deep and they talked about that third grade teacher in the blue dress named Mrs. Ulrich. My third grade teacher, she got pregnant. Well, she didn't get pregnant halfway through the year. She left halfway through the year because she was pregnant. Right at the end of Charlotte's Web. She was classic. She read Charlotte's Web, had the entire third grade class in tears over the little Charlotte's Web, and then she announced, I'm leaving next week to go and have my baby. Hard shoes for that fill-in teacher, I tell you. But that was a teacher that would sit with you and hold you in a moment until you got the right answer, and then she would pat you on the back. And she was the teacher that came back and rubbed you when you were stressed and told you, just relax, you'll be okay. I loved my I think every third grade teacher is awesome, by the way. I think that's just the requirements of being a third grade teacher. So, wanted to share that with you. So then that got me spinning for the rest of the week. What is important about gratitude? What is creating a practice of gratitude about? And then Thursday, how do we teach our kids to be grateful or live in gratitude? So I'm going to go ahead and adopt the theme of the month, gratitude. And we're going to teach on it all week long. We're going to blog on it all week long. We're going to be in it all week long. So tomorrow I'm going to really talk about what is the benefit of living a grateful life. How do we take this thankful and make it grateful? And then what does it look like when we start moving into that journey of gratefulness and gratitude? I had already gone ahead, and then on the podcast we're doing, on the YouTube on Thursday, it's creating lasting change. And then on Friday's podcast, making the impossible possible, the 5 elements of a breakthrough. I know I got notes over here. I'm sorry, you guys. I do a lot of writing now. It's getting kind of crazy. I mean, it's like, but I'm downloading and doing it. So that's what I got to do. I appreciate the fact that so many of you have started liking and following and sharing both on the podcast, Eric G Reid or Success Life Live. It should be going live on iHeart this week. I've been told it can be anywhere between now and the 15th, which is really kind of fun. But it is still up on iTunes as well, and Sketcher and Blog Talk, like all the other podcast mediums, and then the YouTube channel as well. Don't forget that if you've just started watching the Fun Friend Fridays, we've got Todd, we've got Greg, I know Charles is in the room, Matthew is in the room. We've got some alumni. Ooh, I'm a Fun Friend Friday alumni. I should have to send out certificates for that. And theirs are up there on the YouTube channel as well. Just go to it and look for the playlist Fun Friend Friday, and you can just have yourself a whole lot of Fun Friend Fridays. All right? Well, so today I had this all written, and then I had this sort of thought come to me. Matthew at 5:15 this morning. Thank you very much. So I don't know where this is, why this is stuck, but if I don't get it out, it's going to be like that unfinished song in my head. You don't need the whole world to believe in you. All right? Stop looking for the whole world to stand up and applaud and cheer and like and follow and tweet and talk about you. Stop worrying if everybody at the table thinks you're the best. All right? It's too much to carry. It's too much to worry about. You just need to believe in you and trust that there is one person somewhere, whether you see him or not, divine or physical, that believes in you and your dream. All right? And I am. If you don't have somebody, you can borrow my faith in you. All right? I know as an entrepreneur, as a dream builder, as a life changer, as somebody who's trying to transform things, that often we feel like we're under a microscope and that there's nobody that wants us to succeed. Nobody believes in us and nobody's cheering us on, and that we've been doing all of this work and putting in all this effort and climbing this mountain and doing this stuff, and we haven't gotten the award. We haven't gotten the big stage. We haven't gotten the thing that would tell us that what we're doing is right or big or smart or strong or whatever. Don't worry about it, all right? You don't need everybody. You don't need everybody's approval. You just need to believe in you. Okay? All right. I don't know. It was just stuck in my head all morning. Maybe it was for me. Maybe it was for you. Maybe it was for somebody else. I don't know. But now it's out, so I feel so much better. All right. So I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for another Success Life Live. I will see... we have our guest on Friday. I'll give you a little hint. It will be our first husband and wife team Fun Friend Friday show, whatever. So tune in for that, and then I'll get you the dates on the author talk. And I need some help on that. So would you guys prefer that be during the Success Life Live morning or in an evening or an afternoon? All right? Let me know. You can send me a comment offline, send a comment down below, ask 5 friends, and then decide. I'm kind of feeling like it might be like a Wednesday evening kind of thing, but y'all tell me. All right, well, until we get together tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, again, my name is Eric Reid. I am a coach. I'd love to talk to you about that opportunity if that's something you're seeking. In the meantime, evening. All right, Julia, you got first vote. She jumped in. She's like, I want an evening. I was like, all right, maybe we'll do like the whole wine and candle and bring up the books and, author talk it. We'll see. But anyhow, until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, I appreciate you. I believe in you. Go out and live your life with success. You are awesome and worthy of it. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.